Hey, welcome to another episode of Breaking Protocol from the Razzle Dazzle Show, our ongoing miniseries where we break down key updates and design questions straight from the development of Shade Protocol. These episodes are built around the game's community engagement series, Devs Ask You or DAUs, where Kendall and the team not only show what's changing, but invite fans to shape the journey with them. Today we're venturing into the heart of one of the game's most awe-inspiring settings, Bastion Suna, a colossal city-sized titan hidden in plain sight. Bastion Suna isn't just a backdrop, it's a living, breathing world within a world, and one of the earliest places Zura will explore on her journey. Be sure to follow us and Little Legendary on our socials and YouTube channel, and be sure to join the Shade Protocol Discord server to follow new DAUs, vote in polls, and share your voice directly with the dev team. Links to everything will be in the description down below, and with all that being said, it's Razzle Dazzle time! From a technical standpoint then, you hinted about this already, but what have been the biggest challenges so far in making Bastion Suna and I guess other Bastions feel massive and mysterious? Is it things like parallax, lighting, atmosphere?
I think it's even less of a technical challenge of execution and is more of a design, like really getting the sense of what's going on inside the place, right?
Right.
Because in the trailer, you guys, everything that this is going to be, for some people shocking, not for everybody, but everything you see in the trailer, absolutely everything you see in the trailer happens inside Bastion Suna. Categorically everything. That's the one area. So what you're seeing there is like there's an area where we're outside, that it looks like we're outside. There's an area where we are like on this yellow part of the top of Bastion Suna that you're seeing all these trees and whatnot on the background. There's an area where you're fighting, like where you fight Eldarian, which is that wolf boss, and it's like it looks like a furnace. All of this is happening in the one being. This is one area. This is not like a bunch of separate biomes. This is one area. So because of that, first that gives you a sense of scale. Second is like it's been hard, admittedly, to narrow the design philosophy of one bastion to its purpose and to make sure that every area reflects that's the core goal of the bastion. But we've gotten there fairly recently, I would say, which is kind of what we're working on for our first demo, which is cross fingers, something that we're not too far from. And the demo focuses more and it shows more of complete bastion. It makes more sense. It's like when we're talking about the city, like you get to see a city, like the feeling of a city, the parts of a city, like the roadways and buildings and lights and all that stuff. Like that's I think what we've struggled with, because it hasn't been made in a way that we've seen before, that we feel gets this sense of scale the way we want it. So of course we are our own reference. So even though we do know, like there's a bunch of places that, there are a bunch of games that have made, cyber cities, we'll call it. How do you make one that's like inside of a robot and also meant to be like hidden from the world and also meant to be welcoming for both, humans and replicas, and also is constantly quote unquote at work, right? It's constantly alive and doing something important at all times. So there's a lot of that plays into the design, and it's taken a lot of iterations. I would not even want to pretend that we got it right the first time, which is part of the magic of making a game. You have to try things. You make something. If it's not exactly what you want, then you don't lose anything. You take those assets and you figure out ways to utilize them for the better, and then you recreate and do another pass. So that's where we are now. I feel really happy with what we're seeing in Bastion Suna as a design. Now it's incredibly different from what is in the trailer, which makes me really happy. Not because what we had was wrong in any way. It actually is. All of it is gorgeous. I think it's more coherent now for its purpose, and then all of the other pieces we can definitely move to places where they make more sense. So, the Bastion feels a lot more coherent now and more aligned with its goal.
Awesome. I want to touch upon the humanity hiding inside part of this. So yeah, there's also an underlying theme of humanity hiding within these bastions, not just Suna, but multiple others. Almost like prisons disguised as sanctuaries or whatever. It's up to the eye of the beholder, right? It's up to the player's interpretation at this point. How does that tie into Shade Protocol's larger story? Are we going to be able to discover more of the lore between why humans are hiding within Bastions?
Yes. So I could tell you a little bit of it that I think it's public knowledge, but it's hard to find. So for the benefit of people listening, the short version is there's something called the Shade Protocol, which is our main, the main antagonist of the story is this thing that is pretty much an instruction that has gone into the code of this entire world, and the entire universe is made out of code, and this has pretty much a malicious, we'll call it something like a virus, but it's much more than that. Has infected the universe, and its only intention and its only instruction is to eradicate humanity. That's all it's doing. It's all it's doing. So as it does that, it changes the world, because if the world's made out of code, by consequence, code can change it. So the world is being altered in many drastic ways, which you guys will get to enjoy and explore and see the outcome of. And the only places where humanity can sort of hide are inside these beings that they had created long ago, which are meant to be, once again, they're made out of the same materials as the world, so therefore it's a place to hide for sure. But the core concept is that humans are there because they don't have a choice, right? So if they are not there, they are pretty much being hunted by the world, like not only by the core opposing faction, which is called the Saviors, or just by the world itself. So the world is very antagonistic to humanity in this current state, and therefore they live in this. They were able to, when this all started, humanity pretty much decided we will run to the Bastions, right, and we will not connect with each other again until we can solve this. So we would say the humans divided into what I guess we could call them like tribes or groups, and they ran to the Bastions, discommunicated from one another, and each group that is in each Bastion is working tirelessly in their own version of a solution to the Shade Protocol, but they are not working with one another. They are completely in the dark, because any attempt to work with one another will result in being found. So it's one of those beginning of the story where you would see a world that is in a lot of peril and is very against humanity, and it wants to see humanity fall. But humanity is incredibly creative, very self-sufficient, and in this moment of time, they are fighting tooth and nail to survive. And if you know anything about humanity, we don't give up. We don't. So this game is a love letter to humanity's resilience, to our ability to rise above chaos and survive. So I think that's what you'll see of humanity. It'll be a different take on humanity for sure. A little bit of more of a appreciative yet still aware perception of humanity and who we get to be when we are against the wall.
Shade Protocol continues to be shaped not just by its creators, but by its community. Whether it's refining how story is told or rethinking player immersion, every DAU opens the door to deeper collaboration. This has been another episode of Breaking Protocol from the Razzle Dazzle Show. Want to help shape what Shade Protocol becomes? Join the Shade Protocol Discord server to follow new DAUs, vote in polls, and share your voice with the dev team directly. And if you like this breakdown, then stay tuned for more spotlights and interviews with Kendall right here on the Razzle Dazzle Show. Remember, the future of Amiria is still being written. We'll catch you on the next one.